Hey, today we are talking about what to do when your manifestation shows up, but there's unwanted circumstances. Now, let's think about it. It's probably something that has been, I don't want to say difficult, but a challenge for you to manifest, right? You've probably been working really hard at changing your limiting beliefs to get whatever this thing is. I think most frequently it can show up. Nope. I was going to say I think it's most common in relationships, but I don't agree with that because I know plenty of people that are like in the process of buying a house, and when things don't fully show up the way they want, they, kind of go, oh my gosh, what's going on? Like, I thought I manifested this. You did. Relax, right? Because we know that when we are rendering our new reality, other things are coming through with that similar energy, but that doesn't mean that that's the true alignment. It's the whole birds before land, right? So if you don't know what that is, you can check out my other videos on it, but it's the idea that, or rather the fact that as you start to change your beliefs, there's a ripple effect out into your reality. It starts to render that. And this new understanding, this new reality is going to come through in the paths of least resistance first. So that's why other people might start showing up the way you want one specific person to show up. Or, if you're trying to buy a car, there might be other cars that are seeming like a really good offer, but it's not the one that you really want. It's because you don't have as many limiting beliefs about these other things, these other people, these other houses, these other jobs, right? So no, if you're trying to manifest a job offer and someone offers you something that's kind of close but not quite what you want, you didn't mess anything up. This is just birds before land or a partial manifestation. Just keep with what you're doing and the full thing is going to come through. Now this can be triggering, right? Because if we haven't really found that grounded, centered truth within us, then this can be triggering because we are maybe doubting ourselves, doubting our abilities. So I know it can be common when you're manifesting a relationship to say, oh, well, I really want to manifest a specific connection with this person, and then they start to show up that way and you're so excited, and when it's not like an instantaneous linear path that you think it should be, it can be triggering and you can start to fall apart and be like, oh my gosh, what's going on? This isn't working. Everything is always working. Everything is always working out exactly in your best interest. And firstly, I want to give you some advice for when this is happening, how to recenter yourself and how to know where and how to center your energy and where you should be focusing when these things are happening. So it's kind of in what I just said. You want to center your energy. You want to connect in with yourself, with your higher self, source, spirit guides, your intuition, your subconscious, whatever label you want to use. It's all kind of one and the same. So what I personally like to do, this is going to be different for everyone, but you're just going to want to take time where you can really be in tune with just yourself. So maybe that's going for a run, or taking a nice drive in your car, or going to the grocery store, or taking a shower, listening to music. This is something I personally like to do yoga. It's like it doesn't even need to be any particular type of practice, but I just get on my yoga mat and I start doing what feels natural for my body, what my body wants me to do. If it wants me to stretch, do a little bit of strengthening, whatever it is. And I just really am able to get in tune with myself. Now, one thing I don't ever do is just go stand outside in the sun, but today I felt called to do that. So I went outside and stood in the sun, and that's where I found my center. So trusting your intuition, because it's going to lead you to where you need to be. Lost my train of thought because I'm pet sitting and I have 2 additional lovely, beautiful distractions to enjoy today. So got to give some love and attention to the animals. As always, you know that when I am recording my videos, that is the time for them to get attention from me. So what I was saying was really tuning into your intuition, because when you have maybe started to get a partial manifestation, and to me it's like partial manifestation isn't even a proper term because you are manifesting to completion. It's just that you are still on the path towards that thing. So maybe something had to come in and, like my whole Velcro analogy, or not, I think I switched it to like the window cling, like the window tinting with the air bubbles. It's starting to come in and show you, okay, we have a little bit more work to do. It's coming in a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, until you get all of those little bumps out, all of those limiting beliefs out. But it can be a little difficult because typically when we get triggered from an old mindset, we go back into that old pattern, and then it is time for us to take the opportunity to practice the new thought pattern again. And so it can be difficult to bring yourself back into the new thought pattern after kind of drowning in the old thoughts, right? And so this is why I'm saying that tuning into yourself is so important, because your intuition will tell you exactly where you need to be. And what I mean by exactly where you need to be, I mean it will tell you the new story that you should be assuming. Because, like when something triggers you, your conscious brain, your subconscious brain, your fears are going to present the old fear-based story, right? And say, oh my gosh, maybe this is what's happening here. Maybe you're never going to get the job. You're going to have to settle for less. You should just take this offer. It's the best. Or, oh my gosh, maybe it's not going to work out with this person and it's always just going to be kind of this hot and cold, No, that's the old fear-based thinking. But it's difficult to get back into the new thought pattern once you've kind of gone down that, and you want to recover as quick as you can. So this is where intuition is important, because what I have discovered with myself is that my intuition will tell me the faith-based assumption to have, the new story to write. It will tell me, because whatever we believe is what manifests, right? I'm like talking too fast for myself right now. Sorry. Let me catch my breath. Okay, so whatever we believe is what manifests. And sometimes when you're stuck in this, I don't want to believe the old story anymore, but I don't really know what new story I should tell myself. Your intuition will tell you. Trust it. Trust it. It will come in and say, oh, well, maybe this person is just taking time to figure things out because they're so overwhelmed with their emotions for you. Or maybe this job coming up and it not really being the full thing that you want is just showing you that you really do know your worth. And it's exciting for you to reject it because you know you're getting your dream job. Your intuition will give you the dream story, the new narrative to tell yourself. And it's really just about getting out of your own way, right? That's what a limiting belief is you're in your own way, you're blocking your belief around what is possible for you. But I did want to share, not exact quotes, but concepts or affirmation concepts, generally speaking, so my favorite YouTuber, I think of all time, is Naya. I absolutely love her manifestation videos. I feel like I mentioned her before because she balances so many of she just really resonates with my understanding. I like that she gets into quantum physics of everything, and she really speaks from the teachings of Florence Scovel Shinn and Neville Goddard, and I've really come to respect these two people because of her. I'm really excited to I put Florence Scovel Shinn's book, Your Word is Your Wand, I think it's called, on my Christmas wish list. So I'm really excited for all of this because she recently did a video on this similar subject, and it was affirmation of what I was telling myself intuitively, was that when things show up unwanted, you just need to relax because it's inevitable, right? We're persisting. Of course, it kind of makes sense that things aren't going to show up 100% rendered right at first. But again, it can throw you off. It can be triggering. And that is the whole purpose. You need to clear those triggers. You need to clear those blocks, then you can have the whole thing. So it's not a mistake. Nothing's being messed up here. It's a hot and cold, up and down, because that's what you need to work through to get to the end result. Now, if you believe that you don't need that, then there's a pretty good chance that you don't need that. But if you do believe that this is the best way for you to heal those limiting beliefs, then there you go, right? Because it's all about what we believe. So she shared 2 quotes, one from Neville Goddard and one from Florence, that were pretty similar, but basically it was saying that you're practicing your faith without fear by acting as if, no matter what the 3D is. And it was like, appearances don't move me, therefore appearances must move. So the 3D doesn't move my inner state of knowing. Therefore, because I persist in that inner state of knowing, the 3D must move. So it's like a game of chicken. So when your manifestation isn't showing up the way you want it to, just keep persisting, right? Because there's no way that it can stay that way unless you accept it, unless you accept defeat. And I think that would point to you needing to work on your self-worth, your self-value around how powerful you are as the operant power in your own reality. Now, of course, this is easier said than done. And before I wrap things up here, I did want to share another tidbit of advice based on my experience, what I have been experiencing recently, where, when we get stuck in a situation where we're like, I don't really know where to go. And of course, I did just give you the advice of how to really tune into your intuition and hear what messages or what story is being brought through for what narrative you need to tell yourself, what affirmation you need to tell yourself about what is true in your reality to create that in your own inner belief. Because I'm going to go back to this for a second before I move on to the next thing. It is about the inner belief. All manifestation tools are just to get you to believe. And so you can take someone else's advice and someone else's narrative and try and make it fit. But if you listen to your intuition, it's going to tell you the fastest way to get you to believe it. Because all you have to do is ask yourself, how could this be working in my favor? And you're going to answer yourself. And then all you need to do is work with that material. If your answer to how is this working in my favor is on too long of a timeline, ask yourself, how could this happen faster than that? Ask yourself questions. And so this moves very nicely into my next bit of advice, which is talk out loud to yourself, maybe to a trusted friend who understands manifestation truly, or journal it. One thing that I found is very helpful is taking the Notes app on my phone and using the voice to text feature, because I am just expressing myself and letting the energy flow through me. But it's still being written down and like saved. So I'm not just like losing it or having to go back and listen to it. And something about speaking it brings out a lot of emotions. Like I was in tears the other night at some revelations I had about what needed to be healed. Excuse me. Speaking my truth just has me like clearing my throat here. I'm clearly letting go of a bunch of blocks. Makes sense. Anyway, so my advice is to really get it out, to say the thing that you feel that you're going through, and then go back and look at it. Go back and look at what's going on. Ask it like you're asking a question to someone, but maybe don't actually ask anyone yet. Give yourself a chance to read back your words and say, oh, I can see where all my limiting beliefs are. Oh, I can see exactly where I need to work on or what I need to work on. It was really funny. I have kind of come into my own murkiness, and I was talking to my friend about what had happened recently that was just not truly an undesirable circumstance, but I was trying to mess up my manifestation, basically. I was trying to avoid, and I got like a slap on the wrist from the universe, and it was hilarious. And hopefully, or not hopefully, but once things are completed, I'll be able to share the full story with you guys. It'll be an exciting one. But I was telling my friend, and I was like, this whole thing only happened because I was afraid of XYZ. And I was like, oh, I'm afraid of this one simple thing, and so I'm over here doing the most, trying to manifest different circumstances and trying to distract myself, and the universe isn't letting me manifest those things because at my core, in my heart, I truly don't want to distract myself from achieving my desire and coming into alignment with it. So speak your thoughts. Put them into writing somehow, whether you're writing it down or dictating it to your phone, and then go back and read what you just said and see what information is there for you. Because of course it's great to ask for advice from other people, but I'm really about empowering you to seeing what you are capable of. And of course it can be really difficult to do self-reflection. It's a difficult practice, but it is a practice. And so at least start practicing it, right? But if you would like assistance, all my services are down below. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments your thoughts, feelings, what you're working on right now, how things are going. I hope everyone's having a beautiful end to your year and holiday season. So much is coming in with this new moon. Oh my goodness gracious, like, whew. But I'm really getting the message that we need to be listening to our heart's true desires. We might want a job or a person, but what is it in our heart that we want that relationship for? What is it that we want to practice on this planet? What do we want to bring through our career, through our relationships? Yeah, through having our dream car. We're going to end it there. Happy holiday season once again. I'll see you in the next video.